Hello and welcome to Humber Highlights, a special edition of Humber News. I'm Earl Avalahun.
And I'm Jasmine Cabate. From potholes to parakeets, we've gathered some of the best pieces in news and entertainment from second-year broadcast students this semester. Earl?
Hundreds of people from all over Ontario gathered in downtown Toronto to protest against minimum wage rates and cuts to the Ontario Disability Support Program. Reporter Jessica Ladd hit the streets downtown to fill us in on what's going on.
Protesters filled the streets of Toronto with the deafening sounds of pots, pans, and drums, hoping their chants would not fall upon deaf ears. OCAP is the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty and organized Saturday's march. Protesters voiced their struggles to make ends meet as the cost of living increases. The Liberal Party continues to cut social assistance programs but have failed to raise the minimum wage above the poverty line. Several people spoke out about their struggles at Metro Hall, and Lily Fan was one of them.
Toronto fully supports a $14 minimum wage. $11 is too little, too late.
President of QP Ontario, Fred Ham, says they hope to send the Liberal government a clear message today.
The people in Ontario, there's a movement building. We're not just going to allow people to be condemned to poverty forever. We're not going to allow poverty to grow in our communities, not when corporations who are making huge profits are paying the lowest corporate tax rates they've paid since the 1930s. It's simply not fair, and so we're here to send the message to the Liberals. It's time to raise social assistance, raise the minimum wage, end poverty in our communities.
Amanda Thomas from Kitchener says she is on ODSP, and it is hard to survive on the monthly allowance from the government.
I'm also living in a shelter in Kitchener right now. So trying to find a place, it's hard since most places require last month's rent and I can't afford it.
Charles Tossell came from Sudbury to protest for an increase in minimum wage, social assistance and ODSP.
It's been getting worse almost every year, whether it's about inflation not being kept up or benefits being cut or restricted. Every year the Ontario Liberals does something to ruin ODSP for the worst of us. Liberal
leader Kathleen Wynne congregated inside of the Metro Toronto Convention Centre, while the Toronto police barricaded the entrance with officers and bicycles. No incidents were reported.
With several hundred protesters from all over Ontario banging pots and pans, they hope to get the attention of Kathleen Wynne, who sits inside. Jessica Ladd, Humber News.
Canadians are being stung by the Wasp, the competitive camera that's giving GoPro a run for its money. The Canadian-made action sports camera offers not only a better price than its competitor, but increased functionality for easier shooting. I went to the Toronto Bike Show to see it live in action. It looks like a GoPro, but the box says Wasp Cam. This Canadian company launched last year and looks to challenge GoPro's dominant presence in the action sports market. Their biggest feature? A watch that feeds you information and lets you view what you're filming. The show's official photographer liked it so much, he bought one to use on the spot.
Well, I've been going around shooting the whole show with a DSLR, but I wanted some video and I was trying to get a hold of a GoPro, and then somebody said, get something better than a GoPro, get a Wasp. Like, I've wanted a GoPro for a while, and when I discovered this and the fact that it's made in Canada, I said yeah.
But the unique watch isn't the only thing that puts Wasp ahead of its competition.
And basically what we give you is a better value. Our camera comes with all the features of any of the best action cameras. And then also we give you a couple mounts inside, editing software, little things like being able to mount the camera from two separate places on the back and the bottom. It's good for all action sports.
Action sports weren't lacking at the bike show. Sunday's events included the BMX finals, flat ground competitions, and some heated bike polo. The show also housed plenty of other businesses showing off new tech or selling bikes at discount prices. Attendants flooded the gates and crowded the show floor of the Exhibition Place's Better Living Center. Wasp Cam looked to take advantage of those local shoppers.
We're a Canadian company, so at the Toronto Bike Show, we're close to home. A lot of consumers like to buy Canadian, so that's also what's unique about us.
Wasp's 1080p action cam starts $100 cheaper than the competition. The camera clearly excited showgoers because the company found themselves sold out after the first day. Jasmine Cabate, Humber News.
A bumpy road lies ahead as pothole season is underway, and it's creating some expensive problems for drivers. Potholes plague many neighborhoods in the city. Mechanics say driving over potholes can create hundreds of dollars worth of damage to your vehicle, and some cities are taking citizen concerns more seriously than others. If a pothole causes damage to your vehicle in Brampton, you can file a claim against the city within 10 days of the incident.
Spring is finally here and summer is on its way, so why not support your local food trucks and save some money at the same time? The warm weather brings out the food trucks and makes for a perfect opportunity to dine al fresco. The new legislation coming into effect is costing food vendors more money to stay on the streets. Comfort Obeng has more on the story.
When was the last time you had a hot dog? And if you haven't lately, maybe you should get one, while a lot of them still remain on Toronto city streets. The increase of Toronto vendor trucks is at a jeopardy now that small restaurant business owners are debating that it's costing them. Lacking menu options and too many restrictions are holding back what could be better food experience from Toronto food vendors, according to City Council. But Executive Director Janice Solomon feels differently towards the decision being made.
We have, I believe in Ward 20, we have 64 vendor licenses. 28 of those are in the entertainment district. So what we see is the impact, we cannot handle the impact of any further vendor licenses in the entertainment district.
The new vending permit that is issued to take effect May 15th of this year enforces that vendors pay up over $4,000 to be parked on busy major streets and over $2,000 on smaller streets, and for a mobile food permit over $5,000. Although you might think this is a steep price for vendors to pay, this actually goes in their favor.
It will expand vending opportunities both on the sidewalk and on the street, with balancing everyone's interest, everybody's input, and making this a positive opportunity for everyone.
But will this be a positive opportunity for everyone? Some argue no.
The supply outweighs the demand as it is, so I don't see how this could possibly assist.
Even when emotions are running high and arguments arise, one thing remains, and it's the passion from food vendors to cook and expand.
So we're not in a zone that is totally limited here. We have a lot of potential.
Regardless of the debating inside, owner of Mr. Tasty Fries believes that the food should speak for itself.
I'm gonna try to protect my business and be over here. That I've been over 35 years.
But at the end of the day, it's up to the consumers to decide what they want to eat.
When you're here, it's convenient. You don't have to go to a restaurant. It's expensive in Toronto too. So.
Ultimate question is, would you like fries with that? Comfort Obeng, Humber News.
The annual Reebok CrossFit Games are just around the corner, but many fitness enthusiasts are already been training for months. Toronto's own Leviathan CrossFit has several athletes looking to compete. Humber News sent reporter Brendan Quinn down to speak with the owners about their beginnings and why their gym is the place to be for aspiring competitors.
The CrossFit exercise regime is all the rage these days, with boxes popping up all over the city. Focusing on high-intensity weight training combined with cardio, it's easy to see why this program is so popular with the fitness crowd. Everyone is welcome, and it's common to see people from all walks of life throwing down. Located on DuPont Street in Toronto between Bathurst and Christie, Leviathan CrossFit opened late last year and was founded by brothers Julian and Richard Bell.
We just kind of fell into CrossFit. I injured myself and as a result started doing CrossFit at the recommendation of one of my buddies. And like most people, as soon as you start it, you get addicted to it. And so that was, I guess, 4 years ago now. So we both finished school, we both got our degrees, moved to Toronto, and we're doing different things. And then, you know, we were just like, why don't we just start our own gym? Like, it's both what we want to do, it's both what we're passionate about. Started investigating it, and then everything from there just kind of fell into place.
Leviathan CrossFit is open to both men and women, but participants are expected to take their training seriously and go hard.
You have to have a certain headspace to do CrossFit, I'll say that. The commonality that we all share, and it doesn't matter because we all have elite level athletes going at it right beside brand new people. And the commonality that we share is that we all throw down. We all go 100%. And it doesn't matter if you get through, 30 rounds of a workout and another person got 35. At the end of it, everyone's on the floor just like, you got it.
Happy everything is going well and are looking forward to competing in the Worldwide CrossFit Games this summer. Brendan Quinn, Humber TV News.
Over 100 people showed up for fondue and sushi at the grand opening of Tea by Daniel, a new specialty tea shop in downtown Brampton. Humber News reporter Marielle Torre-Franca stopped by to chat with the owner Daniel Lewis about the store and his plans for the future.
For Brampton Tea Shop Tea by Daniel, there was only one way to celebrate the store's grand opening, with a tea party.
Just kidding.
Complete with music, food, and delicious gourmet desserts, the many attractions kept the tea shop packed throughout the entire evening. But the main feature, owner Daniel Lewis's collection of unique loose-leaf teas and specialty drinks.
We have sample stations set up where you can try like sushi paired with one of our jasmine teas. We have chocolate-covered strawberries. Literally, we have a fondue station over there, which will prepare your palate for our Valentine's tea blend, chocolate-covered strawberries.
The store held its soft opening in December, and plans for an eventful grand opening had been in the works for months.
I can't think. This is too crazy. It's just amazing turnout, amazing support here tonight, and it's like a dream come true. It's really, I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
The event drew in at least 100 customers who crammed into the tiny shop just off Main and Queen.
Pretty cool, but it's really packed. There's a lot of great artwork around, like by Daniel himself, and it's really exciting.
Even members of the Brampton Beast hockey team and its mascot Boomer stopped by to take some photos.
The location of Lewis's Tea Shop is known for its variety of cafes, and while the grand opening attracted a lot of customers, how well will Tea by Daniel do with all the competition?
Customers say if they do come back, it'll be thanks to Lewis's efforts to make personal connections with his customers.
And every morning we're here just chilling with them. Sometimes we even miss class just to talk because they're just such fun people.
And it may be that separation of customers versus people that gives Tea by Daniel a fighting chance. Humber News, Marielle Torre-Franca.
We'll have more Humber highlights right after this short break.